Hey there, folks. So this is day 2 with the Brous flipper here, the Reloader. Yeah, I adjusted the play, so it just needed to be tweaked a little bit. So I adjusted the pivots a little bit, and now it's rock solid, and it still flips out. Awesome, 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 awesome. And it's still perfectly centered. So it was just minor tweaking. It's fine. So very, very impressed with it. Just a couple of observations I wanted to add to my first video. Just aesthetic things, little things. Check this out. Look at the thickness of the liner, the titanium liner. As you can see, the lock side, the liner lock side, it's a little bit thicker than the handle side. All right, I can see it here better, probably. Let's look at it this way. So you can definitely see that this side is way thicker than this side. Same over here. All right. So I don't know if Jason realized that he had to make this a little bit thicker to accommodate the lock. He might have also done it to address weight issue, right? So instead of other knife makers, they mill it out. You guys have seen titanium liner locks that are milled out, right? You'll see holes inside. And this one isn't. So maybe Jason decided to do, instead of milling out holes to make it lighter, he just decided to make the titanium a little bit lighter. And it's actually pretty smart, I think. If I had to pick which one I'd want, I think I'd rather have thinner liners than holes inside that I can't get to and clean up, that might collect, dirt. It's harder to get into. You'll have to take the knife apart to get to it. So I thought that was pretty well thought out. Aesthetically, some people might get annoyed and say that it just doesn't look quite right. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. Maybe it's something he'll address if he makes another 500. Maybe he'll make some changes to it. Yeah, still falls into itself really smooth. I mean, this is very, very smooth. It was one of the smoothest flippers. I also made another observation. Look at the lock face. Let's see if I can get this. You see where the lock face is? It's almost on the flipper over here. I thought that was kind of strange. Right? Do a comparison. Here's the Curtis F3. Focus. Right. See what a lock face is. It's close to the flipper. It's right over here. Sorry. As opposed to the Brous, where it almost seems like it's on the flipper. And that might be because to accommodate the wideness of the handle over here, so it comes out a little bit more. I already showed you guys on the first video how the detent hole is exposed, and you can actually see the ball track, and on other knives you can't see it at all. Right. Now, it's only day 2, but I've actually checked out this flipper that Jason made. I really think this is one of the better flipper shapes that I've seen. It's really well designed for, push button deployment instead of, I mean, you can flip it, you can light switch it, but it's definitely because it's angled down, right? It's just easier to push it down and flip it out. Let's compare it to some of the other flippers. So the closest one I think that it comes to is the Bodega flipper, which I think is probably the best design for a flipper. See it? It's small. It doesn't have any jimping, and neither does the Brous. It's just smooth. Right? Just very smooth. You guys have seen this before. As compared to Dave's, some people have criticized how big Dave's flipper is. Yeah, if I mean, I don't know if Dave's gonna make changes to next generation, but if he smooths this out, maybe just cuts it off a little bit, so it's more like that. It's like the shape of the finger, you know. I mean, I can't argue with success. It definitely is a great flipper. It flips smooth. But some critics have complained that the flipper's a little big, especially when it goes in pocket. Oh, here's another one. Here's the Hinderer. The Hinderer flipper sweeps up, where the Brous and the Bodega, they don't. So the Hinderer is actually closer to Dave's. But just, I mean, look at the size comparison. It's just crazy, right? Of course, this is not a, you know, a bearing system. This is just washers. But I think Rick has, over the evolution of this knife, he's known, or over the design of flippers, that he's known to make it a little bit smaller. So, yeah, so I think that Jason definitely captured that. Let's do a little size comparison. So here's the Reloader XM18 3.5. The Bodega and the 4-inch F3. So it gives you guys a good size comparison if you guys own any of these knives. Yeah. Anything else? I think that's it. Yeah. Right. So quick adjustment. Remove the play, and now it's solid. All right, guys. Peace.